Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on Bitcoin. Going to do a full update this morning. I briefly wanted to speak about next week. I'll do a little bit more of a deep dive on that in my middle of the day market update today. So if you really want to be prepared for what to look out for next week in terms of news, fundamentals, we have some important economic data coming out. Mainly on Thursday and Friday, so don't be worried about that too much. But if you want to be prepared for that, we'll talk about that. But in this video, I mean, the main thing that you need to know is that we have core PCE price index data coming out. Let me quickly adjust this light because it's shining in my eye like crazy. Yeah, that's better, I think. That's most important. We have GDP data on Thursday and Friday, core PCE price index data, which is basically inflation rate data. So that does matter a lot. When we're talking about interest rates, right? Because obviously after the speech on Friday, the probability of interest rates or the probability of an interest rate cut in September greatly increased. But what you can see right now is that it has also decreased again, which is partially the explanation as to why Bitcoin has pulled back relatively deep already. Now, in all honesty, if you watched my video yesterday, this was the expectation, all right? So if you watched that video and you took it to heart, then you would have expected this. And then what I also said is that I did think it was most likely that this was a local bottom. And that is still how I view Bitcoin, all right? But we'll talk about some specifics in this video. And like I said, don't forget that we do have some major economic data next week. But I'll keep you updated on that throughout the week as well. So just make sure to keep an eye on the channel if you want to be updated on that. For now, let's get right into it. So what I said yesterday, let me quickly delete this tab right here. What I said yesterday is that I expected a relatively deep pullback, possibly all the way into, so let me quickly grab my TPO chart, possibly all the way into this single print right here that we left at 113.6. I still expect that. I mean, the volume over the course of this weekend has been relatively low, so all the price action has been with low conviction, I'd say. But still, I mean, we did get some volume coming into the price yesterday when the US woke up at the 7-day rolling VWAP. Got a bit of a weak bounce, so I would actually say that it is still most likely that we're going to test that area right here, let's say around 114,000. Like I said, the fundamentals that pushed the price up to the prices where it did, and then also pushed the price up in the aggressive way that it was pushed up, slightly have decreased or slightly have become worse, right? I mean, at the end of the Friday speech, I think the probability of a rate cut in September, which on the short term does matter, I think the probability was like 90%, has decreased to 75%. Outside of that, it's August, so it's easier during Sunday to Monday to manipulate prices. So that's why I think that Bitcoin, you know, I'm quite certain if you look at the higher time frames that Bitcoin is stable. And I don't see any reason why this stability would not last. To the contrary, I would actually say that the fundamentals around the markets, if you take a look at the Russell 2000 spiking up here, but also just in general equities, I would say it's most likely that we are going to get bullish continuation. So overall, I do expect stability for Bitcoin. I would just say it's short term, a little bit more likely to pull back a little bit deeper. And like I said, due to the timing, due to it being the end of August, we can spike down quite a bit. Ultimately, I still think this is the local low right here or a local bottom that will find support and that we are going to be able to get a move into the point of control, but also into that major fair value gap right here at 120,000. That's what I expect. Yes, that is still the same as what I expect yesterday, but there's some extra context that I did want to tell you about. So that's it for now. Hopefully it helps. Have a great Sunday, everybody, and I'll see you all in my next videos. Bye.